perfect for me in helping me.
I like stats. It makes sense to me, so hopefully I can help.
Are you okay if I record this so I can reference it later?
Yeah, that's fine.
And I won't like advertise it on YouTube or anything. I'll just keep it in my own little Google Hangouts.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course.
So you're from Rexburg. You're a math major. How far along are you?
I have 4 more semesters, so I'm like just right at that halfway mark.
Awesome. And do you want to go on to a graduate program or?
Yeah, I think eventually I will. I coach softball, so I like the high school level, so I like sticking around there. But I think eventually I'd probably want to do like be a professor or something like that.
That's awesome. So you're going to be like the math teacher softball coach.
Yeah.
I had one of those. That's awesome. That's great. Well, I'm trying to get into the nursing program, and this is one of the required classes. So
Yeah, I had to help another guy that was doing the same thing. He had to do that for the nursing program.
yeah, they used to not have this class, but they just recently added it when they went to a bachelor's degree. So.
Oh, okay. So is this like the last one before you can apply, or like are you already in?
It's one of the last. No, I haven't applied. It's one of the last ones. I still have to do a Nat and Phys. A lot of people do Nat and Phys and just get it over with, but I really didn't want to take a Nat and Phys online, and so the way that I have it in my schedule is I'll take the first part of a Nat and Phys, like 264 next semester online, and then my youngest child goes into kindergarten, and so then I will take the second part, the 265, on campus. So
cool.
Figured if I have, and I live in Rigby, so I'm close enough that I can get tutors or that I can access the library or, go get away from the house if I need to. But it's a really busy time of year. And if I can do tutoring this way, then it's a little bit easier because a lot of times I have my 4-year-old with me and I have to trek her all around campus and she's a little trooper and she gets to go to McDonald's every time. She's good, but it's still a lot for her little feet, to walk all over the place.
It's a lot for my feet, and I'm not little.
Yeah, she's my little study buddy, but anyway, this time Wednesdays is a great time for me to meet because she has preschool, so she's not here.
Perfect. So you get like some quiet time.
A little bit, yeah, hopefully. If I can stay off of Netflix. Okay, so I have like a 87 in the class right now. I'm feeling okay about my grade, but I'd like to be doing better. So I don't know if because you're a tutor, I don't know if you have access to past tests. They don't let us look at past tests.
Yeah,
I meet with my TA in the class on Fridays, and she actually has access to that stuff.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know TAs do, but so I do TA stats, but I TA business statistics, so the tests are a little bit different.
Yeah. So what I want to do is take better notes from her. She's amazing and I love her, but she's like a freaking neuroscience. Like she speaks
really
Chinese and she like speaks Russian and she's like a mathematician and like she's amazing, but I need somebody who is like, you're stupid, so let me teach you.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Like sometimes the TAs are so smart that they like can't like not for like to be rude, but like dumb it down, like make it simpler. It's like you're talking in like high level terms and I'm not getting it.
Yeah, like the little summary boxes at all of the end of the chapter readings.
Yeah.
Well, she's like, oh yeah, copy and paste those and save those. I'm like, those are like a foreign language to me. Like they do nothing for me. I do not understand them.
Yeah.
It may as well be Chinese. It's because you speak Chinese that you understand them. And so like I love her because she's awesome and she's very available. And again, she has access to the tests, and so I can go over some of those things with her. But I need somebody that's gonna dumb it down for me.
Yeah.
So, and my goal is if I can break into the 90s, like I believe there's a chance that I can still raise my grade in the last 5 weeks to a 90%.
Yeah, you can.
And I really, really would love to do that.
Yeah.
Anyway, so because I don't have access to that information today, I meet with her on Friday. I'll take better notes. I'll get some good concepts down that I'm obviously missing now from 2 tests, and then we can use those. But for now, what I was going to just ask you to help me go over is the homework, the group. We missed 1 problem on the group assignment, and then I missed 1 problem on the homework quiz for this week. And then we're also getting ready to do our group project.
Oh, yeah.
And I am the design writer. Yeah, I'm the design and study writer. And so I was going to ask you, and he doesn't like the template that iLearn has. He has another template.
Okay.
And so I was going to show that to you, and it's due Friday, or at least the first submission. He said that people often several times submit design the study like 2 or 3 times before they get it approved. And so I'd like to just kind of show you the direction that we're going and see if you can help me with that too.
Okay, perfect.
Does that all sound okay?
Yeah, sounds great.
Okay, so I am going to minimize you for a minute and do this awesome double window thing.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, and Google Hangouts works for you okay? You've used it before?
I've never used it before. All my people in my classes that I TA for, though, they all use it and love it. So I'm sure I could figure it out.
Yeah, well, most of the biostats teachers require you to do it through group work so that they can, because they like the recording option. So that they can go back and view, your group or join your group. And you can have like, up to like 12 people in a meeting at a time. So it's kind of handy. I apologize, I've been sick.
No, it's okay. I'm sick too.
Oh, have you got this crud that everybody has?
Yeah, it's like a crappy cold, and I can't stop coughing, and it's just awful.
Yeah, I had 4 kids home from church on Sunday, 3 kids home on Monday, and 1 kid home yesterday.
Oh man!
And they've all had like raging fevers, and anyway, it's no fun. And I'm like the one who keeps caring for all of them, so I'm the one that mine just keeps dragging out,
Yeah,
like
you can't get better because you're helping all the sick ones.
Yeah. Okay. Number 13 on the group work is what we missed this week.
Okay.
And it is, what is the probability? What is the probability that Brittany gets at least 35 hits in her next 100 at bats, which I think is really stupid the way they worded it. But so if you go back up to 10,
they gave you at least a what?
If you go back up to 10, are you looking at it, or do you want me to read it all to you?
No, I'm not. I can't see it. Are you sharing my? Am I supposed to be able to see your screen?
No, I thought maybe you could pull it up, but I could do a share thing. Just a second.
Yeah, I have those ones.
No recent apps. Recent apps. I don't know if you can do a share screen while you're recording. Let me see.
Oh, I gotcha.
I've only done the share screen when I haven't been recording. Oh, here it is. Okay. Your screen sharing. Do you see my screen yet?
It's almost there, I think. Like trying to catch up.
Yeah, it looks like a time warp right now.
Yeah.
There's like 1,000 of you.
Yeah, little teeny pictures of me all the way back.
Well, maybe if I minimize that.
I can see it now.
Okay, so it bumped me up. Just a second. You know, it won't let me log it. Oh, it's thinking. Hold on. I wonder if it has like security issues or something. I don't know.
What? It could, I guess.
There, I can move the login box. We can kind of how it's thinking.
Yeah.
Okay, so use the following information to answer questions 10 through 13. Brittany's batting average is 0.300. She wants to determine the probability that she will get more than 35 hits in her next 100 or in her next 100 at bat. Or I hate that, at bats. N equals 100 and P equals 0.3. So I went ahead and did the what is the P hat, and so I divided or mu of P or whatever the proportional mean or whatever it's called, the U, and then the P equals 35, or no, not this one. This one I did 35 divided by 100 by, was it 300? No, 100. 35 divided by 100 because it's P hat equals X over N, right?
Yeah. Yes.
And so I got that one right. It won't let me scroll. What is the standard deviation of P hat? So I just plugged that into an equation, and I created this. Oh gosh, I'm just doing all kinds of fun things to my computer. I created this Excel. Where is my Excel tools? Are you still looking at my screen?
Yeah, I can still see that.
Okay, so I just created a whole bunch of, our professor said that this wouldn't count. He always gives us a cheat sheet on the test.
Right.
But he said if we build our own Excel equation, like templates that we count on our cheat sheet.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and so I built these ones, and I think I just plugged that equation. I plugged to find the P hat or whatever the question was asking. I just plugged it into one of these equations or one of these templates.
Yes. Okay.
Anyway, so this is the standard deviation of the true population mean, and then this is, so that's what the question was. What was the standard deviation? So I just plugged the numbers in. I don't remember what they were, but you know, if I plug the numbers in, I get the right answer.
Okay.
Let's see what the numbers were. P was 0.3 and N was 100, right?
Uh-huh.
So we'll do 0.3 and 100. So I get 0.045826.
I'm pretty sure you put the 0.046. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's right.
Yeah. So, and then I did the same thing with the z-score. I just plugged it into my z-score equation using the p hat.
Okay.
P hat minus p divided by the standard deviation of p, or p hat. And then if I could scroll, I could show you. I'm gonna X out and see if I can get back into this one.
What quiz is that? What like quiz number? Do you remember?
It's lesson 16. While my computer's thinking, I'm gonna let my dog out just a second.
Okay, you're fine. I'm gonna see if I can get on to it and see if mine looks similar.
I wonder if it's like they have a screen sharing, like to prevent people from cheating or working on tests together. Like I wonder.
That wouldn't surprise me.
Because it doesn't look like it's letting me in while we screen share. Still thinking. I have this stupid thing that keeps popping up. I need to. How do you like my Excel stuff? It's pretty awesome, huh?
Yeah, I'm impressed. This semester, since I'm doing business stats, they do everything in Excel. And since I took biostats, like I actually took that class, but they let me TA like all 3 of the stats sections. So when they were using all these like Excel spreadsheets, I had no idea what I was looking at. But when I kind of figured out how to use it, they're super nice. Like they're cool. So
it's not as cool as other people. I'm always kind of scattered all over the place. Like if you look at my classmates, theirs is all like almost in alphabetical order, like perfectly aligned, and they look all pretty and nice. And I'm like, whatever, I just got it done. So
yeah, mine's there and it works.
yeah, so I can't. Is it okay if I stop sharing and then stop doing screen share? And then I'll just read it to you. I think you're kind of on track with what we're doing.
Yeah, just let me see if I can look it up, and then I can look at the questions. So tell me what lesson it is again.
Lesson 16.
Okay. Is this the homework or the prep or the group meeting?
This is the group meeting.
Meeting lesson 16.
For some reason, it's just being slow.
Let's see. And you said
I don't know what the dealio is. Now I can't even get in.
okay, I got it. I've got the question right here. Which number did you miss?
Number 13.
Okay. So, what is the probability Brittany gets at least 35 hits in her next 100 at-bats? Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to totally get out of iLearn and just keep you in. Sorry, keep going.
Okay, so with this one, you know that, crap, let me go back to it. So you know that n equals 100, because they want to know 100 at-bats, and you want to know at least 35 hits. So that means that the probability, so you want to figure out what that probability is. Like,
I think it's a shading issue. I don't think I shaded the normal probability applet wrong.
Okay, yeah.
And this seems to be the hardest concept that I have with this chapter. Like, I felt like I just got the wording down on all the quantitative stuff, and now, well, and like I feel like I understood, like that one I understood what to shade, but this one for some reason I'm having a hard time understanding what to shade.
Okay. So let's see. Let me figure out this p-value or the z-score.
I have the z-score as, what is it? 1.09122.
1.09122. Okay, so then what you do is you go to the normal applet, okay, and if you look at it, there's like the two, I think they're red lines that like kind of shift as you like change the area or the z-score or whatnot.
But it's weird. It says planned maintenance for bright space. It only loads halfway, but that you can get in, right?
Yes, I can.
This is so stupid. This has done this to me before. Ugh, so frustrating. Okay, sorry.
No, you're
I'm gonna pull up an internet tab and I'm gonna pull up the normal probability applet. Hold on. It's really annoying because it did this to me once before while I was with a tutor, with my TA tutor. And just as frustrating. Okay. Normal probability applet. Okay.
Can you see it on my screen?
No, I stopped the screen share, but I pulled it up on mine. So I'm looking at it. I'll put the z-score in as 1.09. Is that the z-score you got? Or did you just trust me?
I just trusted you, but I can do it really, really fast right now.
I just plugged it into my Excel stuff. So
What's the standard deviation? I cannot remember.
the standard deviation was 0.046. Well, it's 0.046, but I've learned when you plug it into the z-score, you can't round it. And so I would plug in 0.04582.
Okay.
And use that as your standard deviation, or plug it all the way into the using, the whole standard deviation equation. But 0.04582 is what I got.
Okay. 1.09.
So frustrating. Why? Why is it planned maintenance right now? And why can you get in and I can't?
It won't let you in at all?
Uh-uh.
Dang it.
No, it loads to like the R of iLearn, and then it freezes and it says planned maintenance.
Oh, I know. Okay. Yeah. So if you have the applet up though, right?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. One sec. I gotta look this up really fast.
So I can't even read it anymore.
Of course not. There's always something that has to go wrong with the stinking internet.
No.
Okay. What was it?
It'll let me into class. Like the BYU online thing is fine. It's just there it goes. Stuck a letter R again. Annoying.
Okay. So we got
And I can't even remember the wording, but I think the way that I assumed was that I don't know. I don't know. That
okay.
it's greater than or something. I don't even know what I put for the answer. So
Okay. So the wording is, what is the probability Brittany gets at least 35 hits in her next at bats? So they don't want to know so this is a one-tailed test, right?
yeah, it's. I would use the less. I would set it up as P hat parenthesis P hat less than 1.0912 close parentheses equals, and then I would just highlight the far left tail.
No, you gotta shade the middle too.
Oh, because it's less than 1 point. Yeah. So then the z-score would be, or the probability would be 0.8624. But that's what I got.
Yeah, what the heck? Okay. Yeah, the right answer is 0.138.
Which would be that if you only shade the left side. So it must be negative. The z-score must be a negative.
Let me look at the question again. 35 hits in her next 100 at-bats. Yeah, that one's confusing. And I don't know because I got the same answer as you.
Yeah, I didn't get a negative Z-score on that, but.
Yeah, me neither. And it's not, like I did it by hand and it's not negative.
So I guess I should just talk to my instructor for clarification on that one.
Because, like, I don't know why that is that way.
Okay. Well, that was the only problem on that one that I got wrong.
Okay.
And then if you can pull up the homework,
Okay.
I believe for lesson 16, I believe the only one I got wrong was number 8. And this is crazy that I'm totally like doing this without.
Okay, number 8. Okay, I'm going to read it to you because sometimes the quizzes are a little bit different, so I want you to tell me if this sounds right. Calculate the mean and standard deviation of the distribution of sample proportions for this study. Does that sound right?
No. This one has to do with this is the homework quiz. And it's like about male hormones, it's like male dog testicles. You would remember it. I was like,
yeah, here it is. Yeah. Okay. Remember what the question was asking?
So it was like, it gave the information and then it said which one is, this statement is, if the probability is like 51.2, then which statement is accurate? And then it gave 4 statements. And I put 51.2 of all whatevers in dogs, whatevers. Like I only made enough notes, like will turn into male chromosomes or will turn into male something.
Oh, okay. Here's this. I think this is it. The geneticist conducts her survey and calculates p hat is 0.512. Which of the following is the most correct interpretation of this statistic?
Yes, that's exactly the one.
Okay, so basically what they're saying is your p hat is that x over n. So it's kind of like a percentage. It's like this percentage of whatever we were testing for has the thing that it was. I can't even remember the description.
It's the sample of interest.
Yeah, so that contain the male the gamete cells for the testes of dogs. Okay, here we go. So you know that it's going to be 51.2% of something. So that the top one says there's a 51.2% chance that that's not it. So then the next 3 are 51.2% of eggs fertilized with these gametes will produce female puppies. Well, it didn't say anything about females in the question or the description, so we can cancel that one out.
Right.
It says 51.2 of all gametes in the dog's testes have the male chromosome, and 51.2% of the gametes in the sample have the male chromosome. Okay, so
which one? Read the last 2 again.
Okay, so the big difference between these 2 is one says all and one says the sample.
Oh, and I need the sample.
Mm-hmm.
And I put the all one. That's right. Okay.
Yeah, so when we're looking at p hat, it's just the sample that we've figured out or whatever we've done.
Right, and if it was p, then it would be, if it was the true mean or whatever, the true population, whatever, then it would just be p.
Yeah.
But because it said the p hat, I have to use the sample. Okay, that makes sense. So I was close.
You were really close, yeah. Just that one word in there, because they're ultimately the exact same sentence. They just add sample in one and all in the other. So.
Okay, so it's letting me pull it up now. I think I just had to use a different browser. It's still taking its sweet little time.
Of course.
But I'm gonna go to the homework quiz really fast, and I'm just gonna confirm that with you.
Okay.
Seems like we're doing a little better on time than I thought, even amidst all of the confusion.
Yeah. I'm sure your calls were coming through. I don't know, like it was like all weird.
It was the screen share that kind of messed it up. I don't know.
Yeah.
And I was in a different browser, and I think the exact same thing is what happened the last time with that screen share. I just messed it up. Maybe like screen share and Excel and iLearn all at the same
All
time.
together, like overload. So you're taking this class online? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, my my group, they're all like one's in Arizona and one's in California and one's in Texas. So we're all over the place. But it's nice because they tell me how wonderful the weather is, and I get very hopeful.
You're like, it'll be warm here one day.
Yeah. Okay, so I see. So the last one, 51.2% of the gametes in the sample have a male chromosome.
Yeah,
okay.
That one.
Okay, and then let's go back, since I can see it, to group meeting.
Okay.
And just look at the details there to make sure that I put, because it may have just been a typo error, and I typed it in wrong or something.
Yeah.
If that's the answer both of us got. What was it? 13? No, 8. No, 13.
For the one, the probability of the hit.
What's the probability Bernie gets at least 35 hits in her next 100 at-bats? So what's the probability that she gets at least 35? So I put 0.862.
And that's what I got as well.
And that's not right. So I just need to call the instructor on that, then figure that out.
Yeah, and like I have the answer key right here with me. And
you said it was 0.1336?
Yeah.
Or 3.
So
would that make it 1.378?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so it's got to be, but I got the Z-score right when it wasn't negative.
Yeah, that's my thing. I would almost put money on the fact that it's a key error.
Okay.
Because if you got the Z-score right, then we know for sure we shade everything to the left of it, not just that little teeny section. All of it.
Right.
Which would be the 0.8, whatever, that one that you got. So.
Okay. Okay. Awesome. So if we want to, I'm going to try to share this Google Doc with you.
Okay.
Do you have Google Docs?
Mm-hmm.
And then we can both look at it at the same time and not use screen share and start that process.
Yeah, that's totally fine.
Thank you so much for your help.
Yeah, of course. No problem.
I understand the majority of the concepts. I am a really, really, really bad test taker.
Oh, same. And I get so stressed out. I don't know. I just freak out.
I do. Well, and the last test took me like 3 hours, and I still got 84 on it.
My calculus test, I think the last one, it took me 3.5 hours. I take forever on tests.
It was frustrating. And a lot of it is the wording. Like I missed little things like that sample,
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so I am sharing with you now. Tell me your email address again.
Ashley with 2 E's.
Okay.
Arnold 1822 @gmail.com.
AshleyArnold1822@gmail.
Yes.
Okay. So I just sent you. I just shared it with you. I'll go ahead and send you the link as well.
Okay.
And I'm going to send the link through BYU account, through your BYU Gmail.
I got it. I got it. It's right here.
Oh, good. So I should be able to see when you get on. There you go. I see you now. You're the pink A, right?
Yes.
Okay. So this is the template that he gave us that he wants us to work with. I shared this document with everybody in my group, and I said, you're more than welcome to make changes or edits, but color code them. And let me put everything in black, because I just didn't want them like coming on and like making all these changes without discussing it first.
Right.
So here's the names of our people. State your research question, make it in plain English sentence, which cracks me up. Something like, we are trying to determine if the average fruit fly prefers blah, blah, blah. So we are trying to determine if there are equal number of white and pink animal cookies in 1 ounce snack size package of Mother's Circus animal cookies.
Okay.
Does that sound okay?
Yep.
So our plan is to go, well, we'll keep going. What's the population or populations you're studying? The population we'll be studying are the snack size packages of 1 ounce Mother's Circus animal cookies. She says, see number 9, I think we should each do the dozen from each box. So the sample size is 48. So she wants to increase our sample size, but that doesn't influence the wording here.
No. Yeah, that. Well, let's see. Population.
Is the population because we're gonna buy them in a package of 12. Walmart sells the Mother's Circus animal cookies in packages of 12 in the snack size. So we're each gonna go to our Walmarts in our different areas and buy our package of 12, and then we're gonna sample the 1 ounce packages inside those boxes. So I don't know if that represents the population, and then our sample is the 48 that we're drawing from.
Yeah, your sample size is going to be n equals 48 because each box, like, you're not looking at the boxes of the packages. You're just looking at the bags, right? Just the snacks.
Yeah.
So your sample size is still 48, and your population is.
Is it just a Mother's Circus animal cookie instead of just the 1 size ounce packages, or?
Yeah, I think that's better. I would say the population we will be studying are, oh man.
We're going to be using the samples from the snack size packages.
Yeah, but I don't think that's not your population. It would be like all Mother's Circus animal cookies.
Okay,
that's what
we'll be studying are all Mother's Circus animal cookies.
The population we will be studying from. Yeah, I think that looks good.
Okay. What is your experimental unit? In other words, what's the smallest entity from which you are collecting a single piece of data to be used for analysis? So our experimental unit is 1 ounce. See, this is where I think it's the 1 cookie. This is where I don't know if it's the 1 package or if it's the 1 cookie. Our experimental unit is one snack-sized package of Mother's Circus Animal cookies. But this is where I think the experimental unit is actually, what is the population? So is the population that we're studying a package?
I think it's number 4.
What?
You're right on number 4. It's not the whole package. It's just the cookie.
Okay.
That's what I think as well.
And so, but the population is still all Mother's cookies, even though this is the unit is the same, kind of the same thing. Is one cookie from a bag? Is one cookie of, how do you say that? Is one Mother's Circus Animal cookie?
Yeah, because how are you gonna do this? Are you gonna like dump out the whole bag and say, okay, this bag had 7 pinks and this bag had 10 whites? Is that like how you're gonna do it?
I think so, yeah. And then we were gonna take that and then like average our 12 packages. Because that was the other question, like if we, then do we come in with like our own sample mean and our own standard deviation within our own set, so that, does that turn it into like a NOVA test, or does that turn it into a, you know, because if we're coming in with more sample means, so because they have on here, they think it is, the next question, what's the variable? I did not know what this meant, and I think it's because they refer to it as independent variable and dependent variable, and the variable response is the dependent variable. So I wasn't sure what they were. I wasn't sure. I just cut and pasted these definitions from the textbook. I wasn't sure what they were. I'm not sure what the response variable is. Here in the textbook, it says the variable is that being predicted off of the explanatory variable. So is the dependent variable the number of, one of my classmates says the dependent variable is the number of pink and white cookies. Like that's the thing we're studying, basically.
Your response variable. Ooh, I don't know. I guess, what kind of test did you guys pick to run?
Well, that was their next one. So is your response variable quantitative or categorical? And I think it's quantitative, but they say it's categorical. I had to leave the meeting because I had a sick kid.
Okay.
Because we're counting something. We're counting how many there are. We're not putting a label on, you know, like, it's not like it's set. It's a set value. It's a set description, but it's like the number of cookies in a snack bag is going to be different. And so we're counting it, but they think it's categorical.
Okay, so let's see.
And that we can't decide. Then the next question, if you look on 7, which statistical method are you going to use for this study? Well, we have to decide if it's categorical or quantitative first. I was thinking one sample unknown, but it can't be one sample because all of us are doing so, and it can't be 2 samples. So I was thinking it's going to have to be an ANOVA test. But they think it's categorical with 2 proportions. But we
Yeah.
haven't learned about that yet. So I don't know.
Right. And that will be your that one's coming up. Did you just take a test like last week?
Yeah.
Okay. Just checking. Some people are taking it this weekend and some people took it last weekend. So I wasn't sure like which group you were coming from.
No,
So
that's why I'm like, crap, my grade sucks. So I only have one more test left.
okay, so this is categorical. And the reason why is because we're looking at something that doesn't have a number that's associated with it, but it does at the same time. So you're counting, and that is the number, but what you're looking at is the color of cookies. So that's why it's categorical. Like you're comparing the pink and the white colors. So that's what I think it is.
Because we're grouping. We're looking to see what the groups are. And categorical is like grouping things into categories.
Mm-hmm.
So we're looking at the color of cookies, not a numeric value or a numeric, not a...
Yeah, you're not like weighing how much they are or something like that. Does that kind of make sense? Like the difference?
Yeah. We're not weighing, pricing.
Yeah.
Attaching a numeric measure to them.
You're just looking at the appearance of the cookie, which is like the color.
And grouping them into white and pink.
Yes.
Okay. Does that look okay? Yeah.
Yes, that looks good.
Hold on. Attaching. Okay. So it would not be, so I have no idea which one it will be because we just haven't learned.
Yeah. So here's what you have to decide next. You have to decide if you want, so you can take everybody's results, I guess you could say, like what they figure out from each of their separate little tests that they run, and compare them all. And that is going to be a chi-squared test, which I know you haven't learned about yet, but that's kind of like a categorical version of an ANOVA. Or what you can do is you can take everybody's information and you can combine it all together, and then you can run a test of two proportions. So it just depends on how you want to gather the data. So how you would do it for the test of two proportions, you would say, okay, how many cookies all together did everybody count? Or, yeah, how many cookies all together, like pink and white combined, did everybody count? Then everybody needs to say, okay, out of all those that I counted, I got this many white and this many pink. And then you begin to combine the data. And at that point, your sample size doesn't become 48 anymore. It's going to be lots bigger. Because we're not sampling like 1 ounce bags. We're
not the bag.
inside. Yeah, it's the cookies inside. So if you say, I don't know how many are in them, like there's 10 in each. So you have 10 in each of those, and you're each doing 12. And how many girls are in your group? Was it 4?
4.
So that means your sample size almost is up to like 450. Like it'll be pretty big.
Right.
which is good.
Okay. Okay, and then if we do the chi one, we will, it is similar to the ANOVA. We will bring our own, we will use our own sample mean.
Yeah, and they'll each be different. So you'll have 4 different groups.
So we'll keep our data separate and compare the difference of the data of the group data.
Yeah.
The differences of the data of the groups.
Yes. So then at that point, you would kind of have to change the question in your test.
Okay.
To something like, we want to see if the number of pink and white cookies in 1 ounce bags of animal crackers or whatever is different in.
How do I highlight something? Why can't I find the highlight thing?
It's okay. I can't find it either.
It's like gone. Edit view format, underline, strike, superscript, font size, scripts, align, spacing, list, clear, formatting, list. No. It's like when they get on it and they mess with their color, you know, trying to make sure they stick with the right color, the highlighting bar disappears.
Oh, because it becomes like the little letter to change the font color.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. Highlight. There we go.
Get it?
Okay.
There we go.
Okay. So category. Okay. So does this sound right? It can be a categorical test of 2 portions. I think it's this one, B2. If we did it this way, we would need to ask how many cookies did all of us together count, and then combine our data. At that point, sample size will not be the bag, it will be the cookie. Our sample size will grow large, large sample is better, but we would need to change. We'll need to change our response to this one down here. So anyway, we'll keep going. So wait, what about this one? I put for number 6, is your response variable, quantitative, or categorical? Categorical, because we are looking at the color of the cookie, not weighing, pricing, or attaching a numeric measure to them. We are just evaluating the appearance and grouping them into white or pink.
Yes.
Okay. So moving on. What are your null and our alternative hypothesis? Please review this. But we haven't learned how to do that yet.
Yeah.
For categorical, so we'll just wait.
Okay.
Which sampling method will you use? Systematic, cluster, refer to lesson 12. If your sampling method does not contain some form of randomization, you need to rethink the method we'll be using. So I was thinking simple random sampling, but I was thinking it could be cluster too, but with cluster sampling, which will be taking all the items, animal cookies, in 1 or more randomly selected clusters, boxes of snack size animal cookies from grocery stores.
Yes, that sounds right. One second, I'm just going to look over that really, really quick so I don't tell you wrong.
So
I always get these all mixed.
Sorry. I don't know how to silence it. Okay.
Yeah, cluster. That's my guess.
But tutor supported this.
Yeah.
So I will change it to, we'll be using cluster sampling because we will be taking a sample from various Walmarts around the Northwest or around the, or just around the US or what?
Yeah.
Walmart stores around the country.
And sample all the items in those packages or in the box. I don't know how it comes. I think it's a box.
In the box. Okay. I just wanted to like make your presence there by having your awesome tutor supported this, you know. Okay, describe in detail how your group will collect data using the sampling method stated in step 9. Also, what sample sizes are you planning to obtain per population? The section should have enough detail. Oh, wow. She's anti-Walmart, so she has to. Okay. Our group of 4 is planning on each purchasing one package of 12 1-ounce snack size bags of grandmother's circus animal cookies from Walmart in our area. Funny fact, Oregon is anti-Walmart, so unless I drive 2 hours away, I'll have to find another store. Can I put on here, can you buy online? Because I think we should keep it with Walmart, like it, because that means it's going to be coming from the same distributor, you know.
Yeah, or I'm sure if you talk to your professor, it would be okay if they got it from a different store, because ultimately it's not Walmart who makes the cookies, it's the company that like makes them, and then Walmart just buys them from them and they ship them to Walmart, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
That would necessarily be a huge problem, but
we could work around it.
Yeah.
Okay. Do I need to put Idaho, California, Arizona, and Oregon, or should I just put cookies around the area? I mean, is that significant? Is that enough? Or
you don't technically have to include it, but you could. It makes the test like more. It has more merit in the test just because it like you're more specific. You're like, this is where we took our samples from. Then it doesn't seem so like convenient. It's not like, oh, we all went to the same, like, I don't know. It helps the specificness of the test, I think.
Okay, after purchasing the cookies, we will open and count the proportions of white and pink cookies within each snack size package. We will each sample 12, we decided, because we're going to do the whole box.
Okay.
We were just trying to get like the closest to 30, so we were just going to do 32, but it doesn't matter if we do 48.
No.
Making our sample size 32, making our sample size 48 bags of 1-ounce grandmother circus animal cookies. Now, snack bags. Now, I'm going to put it here on a note. If we go with, what was that test called?
So either one you go with, your sample size is going to be the amount of cookies you find.
Either one?
Yeah. So technically right now you can't really predict what your sample size is going to be. But if like my random little guess is right, you're going to have
400 or something?
Like about 500. It'll be around 500 if there's like 10 cookies in each bag. Just like random guess right now. you'll probably be at about 500.
Okay, so we will each sample 12 of the snack. We will each sample or count or sort. Sounds like I'm eating them. We will each. Is that right to say sample?
Sample's fine, yeah.
We will each sample the. We will each count the sample.
You could say we will each count. Oh, now I'm going to struggle.
Yeah.
We'll each count all the cookies in all 12 of the snack size packages or something like that. That way you use count instead of sample. We will sample everything in all 12 packages or something like
that. We will each sample 12 of the snack size packages. I hate this.
Here, let me see if I can type it. We will all we will count all the cookies in. Oh man, this is actually kind of difficult. Me and my group struggled with this too. It's like the way you say it. In each of the 48 bags of 48 1-ounce bags of cookies, something like that.
Okay, I like it.
Something like that. Your group can switch it up, but like kind of the idea.
I'm gonna just move it in.
Okay.
And see what it looks like. After purchasing the cookies, we will open and count the proportions of white cookies and pink cookies within each size bag. Period. We will count all the cookies. Okay, so I say that we will count up here. After purchase, we will open and count the portions of white cookies and pink. So I actually don't even have to say that.
Oh yeah. You did say it already.
Yeah, so I can just say, I can just skip to our sample size.
Yeah, if you want to just take that out.
Yeah. Sorry.
No, you're okay.
Our sample size will be roughly 450 to 500 grams of circus cookies total. Right?
Yes. Right. That sounds better.
I gotta fix this text.
It's all different font sizes.
Yeah. I don't know what font size they're doing.
I need to turn that down, yeah.
Okay, so please review requirements within your text for your chosen method, which we'll get to project approval. Okay, so let's look over it one more time. Am I taking, I know that we're over. How are you on time?
What? Sorry, say that again.
I know that our hour is up, and so
Yeah.
I don't want to take advantage of your time. Do you have time to look at it one last time before we close out, or?
Yeah, we can do that. I have calculus, so this week it's okay if we go over, but like the next week's, I have calculus at 10:15. So, okay. But it's totally fine. Let's go over it really quick.
Thank you.
Do you want to start from the top, or like where do you want to start?
Yeah, let's just start at number 2. So state your research question, make it in plain English. Mm-hmm. We are trying to determine if there are equal number of white animal cookies in a 1-ounce size snack, or in a 1-ounce snack size package of Mother's Circus Animal cookies.
Yes, sounds good. Sorry, I have to like double read all of this stuff. I don't want to tell you wrong.
Well, and it's okay. I mean, if we have to submit it, it's still going to be less,
right?
What?
This is just the draft, right? It's like the first submission. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
What population are you studying? The population we'll be studying are the mothers circus are all mothers circus animal cookies.
Yes. Right? I think that's right. That could potentially be like sized down to like all mothers circus animal cookies in
in Walmart stores in the US.
Yeah, or like in Walmart stores in Idaho, Washington, Arizona, and Oregon, but you don't have one in Oregon. Something like that if you're specific.
Okay. What is your experimental unit? In others, what's the smallest entity? You are collecting a single piece of it. Our experimental unit is one mother's circus animal cookie.
Yes.
What is your response variable? This one is still getting me. And I know that I think he refers to them as dependent, and I just need to look back and not pay attention to response variable, but pay attention to independent and dependent, because I think those are the terms he's been using.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So these are independent. Well, yeah. Because it doesn't matter what you pick for one, it's not going to affect the other, if that makes any sense. So these are like dependent of or independent of one another. But then again, if you, I don't know, maybe double check on that one because I'm not 100% sure. Because since you are picking them all the same package, it could, in a sense, be dependent because.
Well, it's not asking that; it's assuming. It's just because they say what is your response variable, and they in the index the response variable is dependent.
Okay, yeah.
What's the dependent variable?
Yeah, so your response variable would be like, yeah, the number of pink and white cookies, because that's like the response you're getting back. Like how many.
No, I guess I'm getting confused because am I doing like the number of pink and white cookies or the number per, like the ratio? I mean, is that different than the number of pink and white cookies? I don't know. I always think too hard about things.
No, I know what you're saying.
Because like, are we getting a proportion, or are we just saying there's this many and then there's this many? Or are we saying for every white cookie, there's 2 pink cookies?
Okay, so if you want, Kate, I might have changed your like wording then. Do you want to know if the number of cookies in each little package is like
equal? Yeah.
Okay, then then you wouldn't run, you're going to run probably the chi-square test. Because then in that case, your sample size would be 48 because you're looking at a proportion of each individual bag.
Okay, so this sample size would be 48 because we are looking at a proportion of each bag.
Yes.
Does the number of white equal pink?
Yes.
Okay, and then if we do this one, then what's the difference? We're just looking at the number?
Like, yeah, is the amount of pink cookies like equal to the amount of white cookies like produced or made or distributed or like one of those words?
With this test, what you're asking if the amount of pink and white cookies distributed, I'll let them decide, or made equal.
Yeah.
But these ones are just, does the number of pink and white, does the number of white equal pink that are in each bag, that are.
Yeah, so the hypothesis on this one's going to be a little different. It'd be something like, are all the proportions equal? And you'll kind of learn that when you learn how to do this test. If I'm saying it right. I'm going to look at that really fast.
Or what's the other hypothesis? Are all proportions equal? Or I just want to give them enough to get their wheels spinning. We don't have to, like, totally nail it down, but they can help me research it. But right. I want to understand the value in looking into it. So one example of a hypothesis test would be, are all proportions equally made and distributed?
And then the alternative would be one or more of the proportions is different.
Okay, and then the other hypothesis, if we did an ANOVA, would just be, are all bags of cookies equally distributed?
Yeah, so actually, okay, wait, all proportions. So I'm gonna edit this.
Oh, please. Oh, was that you or me?
That was me.
I'm like, I'll stop touching it. My fingers are off the keyboard.
The proportion of pink and white cookies are different. That would be your alternative for the. This one would be for.
So this would be the alternative for the G. Can we put G in front of there?
Yes, you know that's what I'm. So the test of two proportions.
Yeah, I'll just put G. All right, and then
this next one. Let's put these like this. This would be
H
chi-squared.
Okay.
Yes, like that. So let's see the proportion.
Are all bags equally distributed?
I got it right. Proportion of pink and white cookies in each bag. We distribute one or more of the proportions is different. Yes, something like that.
Okay. Okay. Well, that really clarifies. So then let's see. That one, it kind of addresses, I guess, should we cut and paste this one and put it down below, actually? Down here.
Yeah, you can do that. Double check with your group though, because I'm thinking, if I'm remembering the chi-squared test right, that's how you run it.
Okay.
I think.
And then we'll be using cluster sampling because we'll be taking a sample from various Walmart stores around the country and sampling all of the items in the box.
Yes, That's correct.
Our group is planning on each purchasing one package of 12-ounce, one snack size bags of grandmother's circus animal cookies from Walmart in our area. Our cookies will be from Idaho, California, Arizona, and Oregon, or online. Like, I don't know how to define that. I'll ask the instructor. After purchasing the cookies, we will open and count the proportions of white cookies and pink cookies within each snack size bag. Our sample size will be roughly 400 to 50 grandmother's circus animal cookies total. Or
I'm going to put a little note here.
Okay.
Sample size will change based on what test you choose.
Okay, that's perfect.
Yeah, because it could be that if you pick the two proportion, or it could be the other one if you pick a different one.
So I'm just gonna or 48 bags of cookies for now. I'll just make it fast. Okay.
Yes.
And then please review, blah, blah, blah. We haven't done that yet. So the last question that I have is the very beginning. With what we talked about, is this still an okay research question? We are trying to determine if there are equal number of white and pink animal cookies in 1 ounce snack size package, because that says that we're doing that one test. That's the proportion.
Yeah, this one would be if you were testing to see if the proportion of white cookies and pink cookies in each bag is equal. Now, if you were to do overall, it would be something like, we are trying to determine if the proportion of pink and white cookies distributed by
the manufacturer.
Yeah. Are equal manufacturer of pink and white. Something like that.
Yeah. No, that's good. I'll give them the option so that they can, like, we can talk about it, you know, at our meeting tomorrow.
Yeah.
And I mean, I guess if we haven't learned this yet, how can we turn it in? Like, if we have, that's what's confusing to me when we write the study, when we design the study or whatever design the study template. How do we accurately fill this out if we haven't even learned about the categorical test of proportions?
So because it was the same thing with my group when we did our project. We had to pick a test that we'd never learned how to do.
Yeah.
So the teacher mine was on campus, so it was a little different. So I talked to my teacher, and he was like, okay, well, from what I'm seeing on your test, it looks like you're just going to have to do this test. So just write that down, and then when we learn how to do it, you'll know how to do it. So they won't expect you to run the test right now and know what's going on, but you run the test kind of after you learn how to do everything. If that makes sense.
Okay.
So I think it'll be
okay. Well, this is an awesome start. Like, oh my goodness, you've helped me. So thank you so much.
I hope I told you right. I'm double check with your group and have them go over everything, but I think it should all work out. It all depends on how you alter your test or how you want to sample things on what test you pick.
Right. But is the cluster sampling going to change?
No.
I don't think so, because we're still doing them from Walmart with the thing.
Still, the way you're gathering the data, it's still clustered.
Right. Okay. Well, gosh, thank you. This has been so helpful, and the fact that you understand I don't know anything, and I need you to approach it that way. I don't want you to assume that I know, because I think my TA gal, she kind of assumes that I know, and I get like 100% or 90% on a lot of the assignments, but then I go to take the test. My first test was a 73 or something, and then my second test was an 84, and I just don't understand what I'm missing. What I'm missing. So
yeah. Okay. Yeah, I can describe it like need. And it's nice to have other people describe it to you because like even the way I say it is going to be different than the way your professor says it and then your TA says it. So if you have like 3 different people describing it to you in 3 different ways, like you're bound to understand one of them, if that makes sense.
well, and then the way the test explains it. So that, which is always different than everybody else. So.
Yeah, they always make it more complicated.
Thank you, Ashley. You are awesome.
Of course.
And you know, if I can make it on campus, I'll let you know.
Okay.
But if we just do this, then I'll just keep doing this unless you hear otherwise, I guess.
Okay, perfect. I'll just plan on that.
All right. You have a good one.
You too. Thank you so much.